So you understood all your tax obligations with the IRS, but you're not sure what do you have to report with the state where your company is registered. So look, there's mainly two things that you have to pay attention now during tax season regarding the state formation of your company. So the first one, it's what we call as like an annual renewal of your company. That's usually called an annual report or a franchise tax. So I'm gonna cover here the 5 main states that Globalfy works with. So let's start with Florida. So in Florida, if you have an LLC or a corporation, you have to do your annual report prior to May 1st. This is like an annual renewal for your company that will keep your company in a good standing. You're gonna have to pay a state fee, and if you don't do that on time, you get some penalties, and your company may be dissolved, and you lose the ability to do business within the state. Delaware, if you have an LLC, you have to file our franchise tax before June 1st. It has also costs, and if you don't do that, penalties, and your company loses the ability of doing business inside the state. If you have a corporation, you have to file your annual report prior to March 1st. In Wyoming, it's a little bit different. You're gonna do your annual report actually on the first day of the month that you register your company. So let's say you register your company in August. Next August, you're gonna have to do your annual report on the 1st. Again, you have to pay some state fees. If you don't do that, you lose your ability to do business inside the state. Then in Texas, you have also to do your annual report by April 15th. Some costs involved in that, and again, you lose the ability of doing business locally. And then in New Mexico, it's a little bit different. If you have an LLC, you don't have to do your annual report, but if you do have a corporation, you have to do every 2 years. But how do you understand exactly what is your due date? Just check our compliance calendar inside our platform. So when you log into Globalfy's platform, you have the menu compliance calendar. If you don't have an account, you can create an account for free. And you're gonna see exactly what are the due dates based on your effective date and also on the state that you're registered. And again, on top of the annual report, you have to pay attention with state level income tax. Yeah, it's true. So for some states like Wyoming or Delaware, you don't have to pay state income tax if you don't have transactions inside the state. Now, when you go to Florida, if you have an LLC, you don't have to pay state level income tax. But if you do have a C corporation in Florida, then you have to also pay state level income tax over the profits of that C corporation, around 4.5%. So this means that on top of the 21% they have on federal level, you also have to pay some state level income tax in Florida, if you have a C corporation. Again, you can count on Globalfy not just to tell you what requirements you have directly inside our compliance calendar too, but we also help you to comply with the annual report, franchise tax, and income tax returns for your company. Just get in touch with our team or sign up in our platform for free.